Hey friends, Johnny Yusuf here, and thank you for joining me today. Today I want to share with you guys a story about an incident in my life that was life transforming and what I learned from it. And I would say that lesson that I learned from it, I have done a decent job applying it, and I have seen how incredible just doing a little bit of it has been really impactful. So, grew up in Egypt when I was 15. Worst time to ever move to another country is when I moved to the USA. You know, finally you formed your friends, you started to know who you really are. I was a little man figuring things out, and then up we go and we leave. Moved to the US and I went to high school, and it was such a shock. I remember it just was like Mean Girls in real life. Just everything was just so overwhelming, and I remember just feeling really insecure. I just lost all my friends, I lost everything I knew, and now I'm in a totally new environment. And even schools here, public schools, there's no uniform, so you have to figure out what looks cool, because, in Egypt, even public schools or private schools or whatever, you have to wear uniforms. But here, it's like, I have to know what the trend is, because if I don't, I'll look like an idiot. So, come to the US, trying to figure everything out. My, confidence has gone way down, and I'm trying to figure out who I am and how to be cool and how to be accepted. I got invited by a friend to this thing called Young Life, which is basically a ministry for high schoolers, and of course I'm gonna say yes, because otherwise I'm gonna be home, getting free VHS tapes, movies from the library, and sitting alone. So I went, and I met this guy, the Young Life leader. I think he was in his, 30s, early 30s, and as a 15-year-old, early 30s is really old. And his name is Brian Fletcher. And Brian just saw me, and he just decided, this guy, needs me. This is what I'm doing my ministry for, is for high schoolers like Johnny. So Brian invested so much in me, and I remember, I jumped a year when I was in high school. Parents. Anyway, so I was a junior. I really was supposed to be a sophomore because I was only 15, but I was a junior. So, by the end of my first year of American high school, we are talking about college, so I take my SAT exam, and I remember my math score was decent. My English side of the exam was so bad. I'm pretty sure I was, they give you stats of where you stand, and I'm pretty sure it said something like, you are in the bottom 10 or 15% of the results for your English score. So it was so bad, and hey, you can't blame me. I mean, how am I supposed to learn these English words that no one uses in real life for an exam? Anyway, so I did terrible. I took SAT, and I was like, oh, that's so unfair. I'm gonna take it again. Still terrible. I was like, that's so unfair. So I'm gonna take the ACTs, still terrible. You can't cheat the system. So I was really insecure, and I remember one thing that Brian did that was so life-changing to me is he would say, hey, Johnny, you're, about to pick a college you're going to. Let's go together to college campuses so that you can see them and see which one you like. So we went to a couple of college campuses, and here's where I think he did something, maybe he didn't mean to do it, but it changed my life. One weekend he says, hey, let's go to this college that was about an hour drive from home, called William and Mary. It's a prestigious college. It's one of the hardest colleges in America to get accepted to. And he said, let's go to William and Mary. So I'm like, okay, I heard it's a great college. He's like, yeah, let's do it. Let me show you your campus. Let's, spend half the day there. So sure, I go, we drive. He drives me, I go to campus, and I really like it, and then we drive back, and you guys have no idea, William and Mary, there's no way they would have accepted me with my just score and my grades. So I just came back, and I'm like, Brian thinks I can get accepted in William and Mary. I actually have a chance. And I remember the week after, I had a meeting with my counselor to discuss colleges, and he was asking me, okay, like, are you gonna do community college? Do you wanna try to apply for a couple of colleges? And I just sit back and I'm like, you know, I want the best and I deserve the best. And I said, we should apply for Harvard, should apply for Yale, I wanna apply for William and Mary. And he kind of looks at me and he's like, and he was super kind, Mr. Woolridge, thank you for being an incredible counselor if you're there and if you see this. So he just very kindly was like, you know, Johnny, we can apply to these different universities in Virginia and we can see if you can get in one of them. And I did, and I went to a great university, VCU. I had a great college experience. But my point is, I had so much confidence from Brian doing this act of spending 4 or 5 hours driving, taking me to a campus to show it to me, while he probably knew, Brian is a smart guy, he probably knew there is no way I would get accepted to William and Mary, but he did it because I believe, whether he meant to consciously or whether it was just a natural thing for him, he wanted to give me confidence to dream big. He wanted to give me confidence that I have what it takes, you know. And I started even thinking, you know, it's a really hard college to go to, but if there's 3,000-4,000 students in there, surely I'm smarter than one of them, you know, but maybe they had better grades because they were more diligent or whatever. But it just gave me confidence to know that I have what it takes. So my story ever since has just showed me the impact of really putting seeds in people, of giving them those things that give them the confidence they need to go further than they would have ever gone. So, you know, I've heard a preacher once call it the budding virtues. So seeing those qualities about these people, maybe they're so small and so unnoticeable, but calling them out and making those people aware that they have what it takes. And ever since this experience, I've been more conscious when I see someone that's maybe insecure in an area, or maybe just lost hope in a dream, or maybe unhappy in a career, but they feel like that's the best they will ever get. And I just say, like, no, you have more, you can do more, you know. And sometimes I'm really obnoxious about it, and I've been called out because sometimes I embarrass the person in front of people. Like when I introduce people, I would have a friend and be like, you know, I'm just using an example, you know, this, we'll just make up a name, right? So we'll say Ryan. Ryan is like an incredible investor. You guys should connect. Ryan does a lot of research. He knows a lot about investing, and he is gonna crush it. He's gonna kill it. This guy is gonna crush it. And I would say that someone that maybe I know is a new investor, may not have experience. I can tell they're insecure, but I'm not lying. I have seen some qualities of them doing research, trying to learn, but they're just insecure. So I brag about them, let them know that they have what it takes. They're actually doing things that I haven't done, like a lot of research that I haven't done. And it gives people this confidence, and I see it even sometimes in that person's body as you're talking about them, where they like, just their chest gets wider, they feel like, yeah, we got it, you know? So I just want to encourage you guys. There are so many people around you have no idea. People at work, people in your community, your neighbors, where they have dreams, they have hopes, they have skills, but they don't actually realize they have it, or even if they know they have it, they don't think they have what it takes to do something with it. And be aware of that and put some effort. You don't have to drive an hour to take someone to university or to take someone to a job. If you can, do it. But if you can't, just put those ideas in their mind. What if you apply for that dream job and you get it? What if you work on this business idea and you crush it? What if you try, and even if you fail, you're gonna fail in a place that you may have not even expected to get to? So that's my chat for today. I get pumped about seeing people really believing in who they are and walking towards that goal. I didn't make William and Mary, I couldn't make William and Mary, but I don't think I would have even made a real university for my first year if it wasn't for someone that gave me the confidence that I can do it. I don't need to do community college and then transfer. I really have what it took, and that's what I wanted. Not that there's anything wrong with community college, and that's what I did because I had that confidence that I have it. So thank you, Brian. Thank you, Mr. Woolridge. I hope this helps you guys. Look around you, be an encouragement, and inspire people to really walk as they're meant and who they're meant to be. Thank you guys. If you like the video and if this was encouraging to you, please subscribe, and also please like the video because this helps me continue making videos. Love you guys. You can find me on Instagram, and you can also subscribe to me here on YouTube. Thanks, guys.